Hey folks, another day, another bar. But before I go into it, I want to say a couple of things. The very last book from Terry Pratchett is going to be coming out later today. Well, relative viewer time. This is like 10:23 p.m. here, so jeez, it's feel lights. Anyhow, there's a lot of things I could say about Terry Pratchett, but the most important thing to say is that he is by far the most influential writer I've ever had the privilege of running across. And it's been a while since he's died. When did he die? I think about a year ago. Let me double check. March 2015, so it's actually this year. It feels longer. It feels like we've had to go a very, very long time without Terry Pratchett this year already. And I can only guess how his daughter's doing. His daughter is actually in the gaming industry as a writer. She was behind the Tomb Raider revival, as well as Mirror's Edge, the first one. And she did an okay job. But it's hard for everybody to get out of Sir Terry Pratchett's shadow. If I had even a tenth of his talent, I will probably be a best-selling writer by now. Even a tenth. You can argue that his later books, the ones that were affected by his Alzheimer's, were definitely a little rough on him. On his, the Alzheimer's affected his writing quite a bit. Let's just be blunt about that. If you are a Terry Pratchett fan, you probably notice a decrease in quality starting from the most von Lipwig novels onward. But even then, at his worst, he was a far more interesting writer, a far more observant writer than you get a lot from genre writers in general. He dealt mostly in fancy satire, but through that, it was mostly just as a tool for him to analyze and discuss pretty much everything else under the sun. He suffered no fools, and he did quite eloquently. And I really miss the guy. I never had a chance or privilege to meet him. Some of my friends have. He isn't exactly the sort of author that is going to be necessarily comfortable with his fans. He can be kind enough, but the defining trait for Terry Pratchett isn't his humor, although he is hilarious, but his anger at the issues that he observed. And I'm quoting Neil Gaiman, a friend, a great author in himself, but also a friend of Terry Pratchett on that. So his last book's coming out. I'll probably be going up to Taipei tomorrow to hopefully try to get a copy. Hopefully. But for now, enough of that. I have 2 bars left, and the next one is the Peanut Butter Supreme. That is a huge about face in terms of topics, but anyhow. It's supposed to be something like a peanut butter pie. Hopefully there's some chocolate in there. From the looks of it, it's just nuts, chocolate, peanut butter itself, whipping cream. Obviously, that's probably not going to be in the actual bar because, well, whipped cream itself is high in sugar, and I don't think there's any way to make the bar look like that flavor. I don't have any idea what the supreme part of peanut butter supreme is supposed to refer to. I've never had such a thing before. I'm guessing there's some kind of pie that it refers to. I don't eat much pie. I like pie. I like it more than cake, but you generally don't eat a lot of pies or cakes in an Asian family, unless you're at an event or a wedding. Weddings kind of events too, but you know what I mean. Look-wise, it smells okay. It smells like peanut butter. It looks like peanut butter. There's more of a yellowy texture than you get from the regular bars. There's some kind of chunk of something in there. I can't tell what it is until I bite down on it. I think it's peanuts. But the main thing is, it's really creamy. If the camera can show just enough. You can see that there's like a faint glaze of peanut butter along the edges. Make it smoother than normally would be. It's okay. There is a slight texture difference. But it's really sour. Can't say I approve of that. Yeah. There's like chunks of here and there of pure peanut butter. This is pretty good. But whatever they're using for the peanut butter mix makes it really sour for some reason. Really acidic. And that kind of ruins the flavor once it hits. It's not as bad as the banana nut muffin. That was terrible. It has a bonus of not being as plain as the coconut cashew. That's about the third worst so far. Because of that sour taste, that sour note. It's not an aftertaste that I complained about in the previous bars, but an actual like front-loaded flavor. Kind of irritating. It would be good otherwise. If it was just like plain sweet peanut butter, it'd be great. But they let the peanut butter rest on your tongue a little bit. It's like really sour. So I can't recommend this one too much. Unless you really like peanut butter, it can deal with that acid bomb. But otherwise, it's not great. Well, that's all for now. Can't recommend this bar too much. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the worst, but it's also far, far from the best. I'd recommend trying it out to see if it matches your taste, but it doesn't meet mine, so that's all for now. Thank you for watching.